right, here we go. And we're live. We're recording now. It's me and Benny today, right now, for now. Jaquan will probably join us later. Reactions for TakeOver last night.
I might have killed him. I'm not gonna confirm not that. But I might have killed him. Yeah, we'll see if he shows up.
I know he goes off script. Come on, man. You'd have to do that now.
What's going on, everybody? Recount podcast for the third. This is the third three count podcast. This is the post NXT Takeover New York, the pre WrestleMania podcast. I don't think we're covering. What were your thoughts, man?
It's just NXT Takeover, and like always, it delivered with 5 matches only.
Mm.
And I was very shocked at that one match between the result on Walter. That one surprised me, but it was a good match. It was the Sky Pirates were doing an aerial assault.
Yeah,
it was a good match. It was a good show, like always. The crowd, man, oh my gosh, the crowd was into it. The crowd brought another level to the show. So if you were watching it, you felt the crowd, especially in the beginning with Ricochet's entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Like the War Raiders entrance was pretty dope. It was cool, but when Ricochet comes on and the crowd actually says in unison, "The one and only," it's ridiculous, bro. It's like what? Like you get goosebumps. Like it's like because it's so it was a pretty good show. If I was him, I would have gotten goosebumps. Like what the heck, you know? So it was a good show. What are your thoughts about that show?
It was one of the few takeovers that I've actually been able to watch, or not watch, but actually be involved in from start to finish. I think the other two were like the two most recent ones, the Takeover Phoenix and the UK Takeover. But this one, for as little as I've actually been able to, indulge in them, this one is the best one that I've seen. The match between the War Raiders, Ricochet, and Black, that match was it was something else. And granted, like I told you before, I'm sitting up here, I'm listening to it while I was at work or whatever, so I wasn't able to actually watch. The only match I was able to actually sit down and watch was Gargano and Cole. Okay. But the other matches and everything, as I'm sitting there and I'm working, I'm listening to it, none of them disappointed. Absolutely none of them disappointed. Every single one of them went all out, just flat out putting everything out there like they knew, like, this is our time, this is our moment. And we're going to show like NXT we're not just AAA. We're something to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was at my son's practice, but I had the show streaming on my phone. I was watching it. The one match I mostly missed was the Walter match with Pete Dunne. But going back to the beginning of the card, which was a tag team title match, we all knew the Warriors were going to win that match. Hands down, we knew. The entrance like they had was good. The whole Viking thing was good. The entrance for Ricochet, like I said, the crowd being all into it. And actually, the crowd was also singing Aleister Black's intro, too.
Yeah,
I was just like, wow, these guys are getting like full house red carpet treatment here. It was a good match. It went beyond what I thought it was going to go. I like Jaquan said, Ricochet did get treated like a rag doll a couple times here and there. But it was like I thought it was going to be some aerial between Hansen and Ricochet, and the power hits were going to come from Rowe and Black. And it was some good stuff. Like you had one at the beginning, Rowe's about to punch Black and he stops. And then another one where like right after that, he was about to kick him, but just puts his legs right there, leaves it right there. I'm like, what? This is like some serious stuff. It was pretty well done, that match. It's just ridiculous. And then the whole like moment they had after the match, after they
Yeah.
lost to show respect from the War Raiders to them. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was like their take a bow moment because I guess they're gone now from NXT.
Yeah. Yeah, from what I understand, that the last NXT episode, or either the last one or the one before that Aleister Black and Ricochet were basically saying goodbye to everybody as far as like the crowd. And then when they did this was their curtain call. So that was pretty much, from what I understand, this is it. They're gone. They're on their way up to the main roster full time now.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, and War Raiders left. They gave him the whole little time, and Ricochet cried. Ricochet, if you watch the show, if you ever catch watch the show, I don't even doubt it, man. I know you was crying. I saw you. It's all right, man. It's all good. It happens.
I had to laugh earlier. They said somebody was doing a review of it. Because, like I was telling you yesterday, I sit up there most of the time. I'm listening to the different main wrestling channels, your What Cultures, your Cultaholics, and all of them. One of them, I can't remember which one of them it was, said that Ricochet had gotten choked up and started crying and everything. And Aleister Black was about to start crying, but he black masked his tears back into his eyes.
Oh, that was probably Walt Culture. It's probably the king. He said stuff like that. Yeah, they're funny. They are funny. Then the next match, I actually thought was going to be later, before the Gargano, like the pre-main event.
Yeah.
The Velveteen Dream Matt Riddle match. I thought that was going to be the pre-main event. I thought Walter Pete Dunne was going to be the next match.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with it, the way it ran out. Velveteen, golly, that entrance, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it. I didn't see it when Jaquan posted it, but just when that junk went up there and it said, "The Dream is so extra," I was like, "You're 100% right." It came out as the literal Statue of Liberty. I'm like, "Yo, this guy is nuts." Yo.
You gotta admit though, man, that man, like this is him. Like when he was on that show, what's that called? Tough Enough.
Yeah.
And he says like he eats, breathes wrestling, everything. Like he wasn't lying. Like he does everything. Like this is what you want out of a guy. So it's just, and the match he did, it was ridiculous. A spot between him and Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle impressed me, really, really impressed me in that match last night, like completely. Like I knew he had some indie background going in with him, so I wasn't too down on him. But like what he could actually do, very much impressed by him, very much. And I was actually tempted to think he was gonna win a few times.
I like Matt Riddle last night. Like I knew he was good. Last night showed me that, like, at some point, this guy is going to be headlining WrestleMania.
Yeah.
At some point, he's going to be headlining WrestleMania, and I'm looking at this guy, and I'm just like, I'm trying to think of somebody to compare him to, and maybe it's the fact that I'm like all kinds of tired at the moment, but I really can't think of anybody right off the top of my head.
I don't know, man. It's like the only one that comes close is Dude Love. But that's only because of the personality, though.
He reminds me of a combo of Dude Love and CM Punk.
Okay.
With his style, with like the striking style that he has.
Right.
That doesn't account for all of the wrestling stuff that he does.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to actually nail it down as the the full combination of like people that it seems like he's emulating. But like the guy he's something else. He's something else, and I honestly cannot wait to see more of him.
I thought when I was watching this match, I was watching him go at it. I thought for a moment there was a tease of him possibly going heel, like with the frustration he was having because Velveteen Dream wouldn't stay down. Yeah, like he was about to go like Ken Shamrock, pull his hair, like do some crazy stuff. I thought it was gonna happen. I was like, is he about to like do a snap like Ken Shamrock style, and just go like full out ballistic and pull out like an MMA stuff, like just go bam. And Velveteen Dream had me dying, like I was telling you, with the Hulk Hogan. and then like the little shaking and the no, and then Murillo was like, he's hulking out, watch out. I was like, oh jeez, like there we go. That heavy died.
Dream is a trip, but he paid homage to a couple of people last night. He hulked up like Hogan. The top rope axe handles he was doing was the Macho Man. He hit a famouser. Like
Yeah, he did.
I'm like come on, man. Like I can't get mad at it, but like, good lord, oh man went out there. His whole office. The one thing I'm worried about with the two of them is when they both go up to the main roster. I don't want Velveteen Dream to just turn into another Eugene. And I know you not like the character Eugene, but so much as his whole thing. You remember how he was using like other people's moves, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
How you had a Eugene Stunner, he had a Eugene Rock Bottom, and all kinds of other stuff. I don't want Velveteen Dream to get turned into just that little box of a character. And the same thing with Matt Riddle. I can already see how the WWE writers would actually portray him on the main roster just from what happened last night, where he was starting to lose his cool. I'm looking at it and I'm already like, okay, once he gets up there, right off of the bat, I can see he's going to be portrayed, they're going to overblow the whole bro thing. And then next thing you know, he's going to turn around and it's going to turn into, he's going to snap. And he's no longer going to be like the original bro type guy, character. Like I said, I don't want these guys to fall into like just a regular box where their story gets told and then that's the end of
it.
Right. Same thing with Dream. Like aside from just being in that box, to a point, I can see them looking at him and the way his character operates, and then just be like, okay, he's going to be our next No Way Jose, or he's going to be our next Gold Dust, right? Like I don't want that. I want these guys to actually get out there and actually have some type of push when they get up to the main roster.
Yeah. I feel that Dream does the moves fluidly. He puts them in like smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Eugene like would do it, and he would try to get the crowd pumped because the crowd would know what's coming on.
Yeah.
So it's one of those who's like, but Dream doesn't. You don't know what he's gonna do. Like you didn't know he was gonna do the Randy Macho Man accent until he actually did it.
Yeah.
You didn't think he was gonna Hulk out until he actually did it.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think he was gonna pull out the famous until he actually did it. Like he's even.
Go ahead.
I was like, he's also done the Macho Man elbow drop as well too. Like he's done a lot of like, I think every match, like especially mostly on NXT pay-per-view ones, like he pays homage to other wrestlers little by little. Like if you have to pay attention and notice it more than anything, because if you're not thinking, it'll slip past you.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like in NXT, it's showing up as like him paying homage. I don't want to see it turn into a full-on gimmick when he gets to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is you have your WWE fans that are just WWE fans, like they don't know anything about NXT. Mm-hmm. I want to see how his character would actually translate. I'm not worried about Matt Riddle's character translating with the fans. What I'm worried about is Dream's character and how he does, like the paying homage and everything. I want to know how that would translate with your sole WWE fans that aren't paying any attention to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that they don't sit up there and be like, oh, all he's doing is copying other people.
Well, and that's where the problem comes in, because when Ricochet and Black first made their appearance on Raw, that crowd was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, do they know who that is? So it makes you wonder, majority of the fans that go there, are they just casual fans and have no idea what's going on in NXT or in the Indies? The thing with Velveteen Dream, my biggest concern with him when he gets called up is more of how are they going to write him?
Right.
I don't, because we were saying before, is the problem with NXT and Raw that I see are the producers. Yep. The writers are an issue because they write the storylines, but when it comes to in-ring and directing them, it's more of the producers. They'll say, they might say, hey, don't do this, Do more of this. I want to see some of this. Give me maybe 2 minutes of that and 1 minute of this. The producers at NXT seem like more like they know how these guys work. They know how to put them in situations to put on a great show. The
Right.
guys on the main roster, I don't know who they are. It's going to be something for us to look at and find out why there's so much difference. Because Arn Anderson was on the main roster.
Yeah, and it's Bruce Pritchard again now.
Yeah, and I know TJ. He produces too, but he only does I think Seth Rollins matches.
Yeah.
Like I think only certain wrestlers, like big time wrestlers, can get him for their matches. Like unlike other ones, like that you're assigned to this producer and that's it. I think TJ is like a special cause. Why? I don't know. Maybe more because he knows what he's doing, and I'm okay with that. But my problem now comes in, like you were saying earlier, Ricochet in NXT compared to on the main show.
Yep.
Two different
people.
Two different people.
Two completely different people. It's the same thing with Heyman. Heyman produces a certain number of matches, certain people as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and more of that I blame on Ricochet being two different people is the producers.
Yeah.
You know, the main roster may say, we don't want you high flying. We don't want you. Don't do that triple somersault screwdriver off the top rope. No, we don't want to see that. You know, and that's on the producers more than anything.
Yeah. The other thing I don't want to see, because if you look at them in NXT, now whether that be rest that the rest that they're getting in NXT versus the rest that they're getting on the main roster, but just look at a wrestler like Bayley. If you look at Bayley's matches in NXT, and even when she first debuted in the main roster, all her moves are like really, really crisp. Now they seem lazy. Like even the whole thing, like when she goes into runs into the corner and then comes out and does the whole wave around and everything like that, it looks like she's not even into it anymore.
Yeah. It's like she's over it. She's over it. Yeah. It could happen. It could be a little bit of a burnout. It could be frustration. Because I remember Dean, when he had his match with Brock, he had it well thought out. And then when he told Brock what he wanted to do, Brock was like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that. We're gonna do it this way, and that's it." And I win.
And that's Lesnar.
Yeah, and Dean was pissed because of the fact that he had it well written out where they both look strong. Brock was still gonna do what he was gonna do, but it gave Dean a fighting chance, at least something. The way Brock wanted it, pretty much Dean was just squashed, pretty much.
Ragdoll, yeah. That's one of those things. I'm like, to a point, that seems like the whole Hogan thing, like back in the 80s. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of sort of want Brock to separate himself and just be like, he can still be a part-timer. I don't want him with that belt, though.
Oh, no.
I don't want him with the belt anymore, just because of the fact that, like, it seems like you have a hostage situation that's going on. So, the belt is off TV. And in order for somebody to get the belt from him, it has to be, you have to go through, like, flaming hoops in order to get it. One of the things that I hear a lot of is, okay, Brock facing this person right here, he's actually going to care. So you're going to get a better match as a result versus him facing somebody, case in point, Dean Ambrose, where it's just like, oh, well, Brock's just going to do, he's just going to, like, he's going to do whatever he wants to just because he has that kind of control. And I don't like that. Like, if he wants to go out there, you get your big matches in or whatever. You get your big matches in as far as like your SummerSlam, your Survivor Series matches and things like that. Or come out into a WrestleMania match like you're having the Batista Triple H thing that's going on right now where you have this Clash of the Titans that Brock Lesnar can do. Fine. As long as that belt is not on him, I'm good. I don't have any problem with Brock the person or Brock the character. I have a problem with Brock as Universal Champion. But anyway, that's getting like way off on a tangent or whatever.
Yeah. Let's get back on here. So now we have the women's title, the Fatal 4-Way. Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair, Kairi Sane, and Io Shirai. which it went as I figured it was gonna go.
I was so heated. This is the only match last night that honestly pissed me off, and it
Really?
pissed because of the fact that you tapped out Bianca Belair.
Oh, okay. I get it now. Yeah.
I did not like that. Like here's my issue with Ronda Rousey supposedly leaving. Like, say, just granted, because she came out with that whole "don't decide what's going on with me and my uterus" nonsense. With her supposedly leaving, all right. Say she does leave, right?
Right.
Now you have Becky on Raw, but now you've got this lateral move, right? Becky's on Raw, Ronda's not. So it's not like you added anything. You still have a dominant champion out there with no real competition. Right? Sasha and Bayley are comp. Okay. Alexa Bliss, if she ever gets back in the ring, can be competition. Fine. Nia Jax can be competition if she goes and stops killing people. But half of the people I just named right there are all in tag teams. And the other one's hurt.
Yep.
So, like, what do you have? You're going to have some type of an influx of people coming from NXT. Not like everybody, but with Ember Moon still out, with, Charlotte, if in fact she, because if in fact she goes back to SmackDown, she's not on Raw. Becky has the Raw belt. Or in this case, how they decided that it's everything, so she's going to have them both. But still, you still have very few people up at the top. And this is why I was thinking, okay, let's take this belt off of Shayna Baszler, unless you're going to pull a Paige or an Asuka, and have her go up and just relinquish the title, which I doubt they're going to do. Get the belt off of Shayna Baszler, send her up to the main roster. To be completely honest with you, she's already ready in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're trying to bring all three of the rest of the horsewomen up at the same time. I don't know what the plan is there, but and like I say, in my eyes, Shayna Baszler's ready to go up. So take the belt off her, put it in somewhere in between Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair. I was thinking it was going to be Bianca just because you don't want to split the Sky Pirates up before they get a chance to go after the tag team titles.
Right.
And with the way they handled the last that last moment on the last episode of NXT, where you had Io Shirai holding up the championship, Kairi Sane looking at her like, "Wait, what?" One of them winning, there would have caused a bit of a rift between the two of them, even though they're still like the best friends and everything like that. So I'm up here thinking like, all right, fine. You get one of those, you get the belt, you put it on one of them, Bianca Belair in my eyes, and then Shayna Baszler goes up to the main roster. All right. She didn't get beat because Bianca Belair would have beaten one of the other two. Now they can all feud over the title, and you can start building up some of the other people that are down there. Your Tenara Conti's there, right? She's not over in UK.
Tiara. Yeah, Tiara.
Oh yeah, she's in
Tainara Conti, I think it is.
Yeah. She's down there. You can start building her up. You can get Candice LeRae out of this situation where she's just Johnny Gargano's wife, and she's not for some reason. You get her to start building up some more of the talent and everything like that, and then you have a stronger women's division. You got, like I said, Shayna going up to the main roster, and then she could go up there and start beating the crap out of people, taking over that spot that Ronda Rousey was actually in. Fine, I would have had no problem with that. Now, the situation that you have is that Shayna Baszler has literally beaten everybody, and she's still the champion. And mind you, she did it last night without help from the other two horsewomen. So now it's just like, okay, where do we go from here? Does Io Shirai get a one-on-one? Are we going to go back to Kairi Sane because she's already beaten her? The only one she hasn't beaten one-on-one is Io Shirai. Where do we go from here? That's my whole problem because you can sat up and you can tapped out Bianca Belair. Now it's just like, who's left? And I was not happy about that. Like, it's not even so much the fact that I wanted Bianca Belair to win, so much as it just made sense for her to win. And now
Right.
having her tap out is just like, okay, now what?
Yeah. I thought it was a good match. I like the way it was done. The Sky Pirates took over. They tag teamed on top of everybody. Well done moves by both. It was ridiculous. I was like, wow, these are like it's like grown men moves, man. They pulled it off. They pulled it off, and then you have that moment that you were talking about, the rift. Like I think it was Kari had the pin, and Io came up and broke the pin.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Kari with like the what the F face.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bianca and Shayna clear out, and you have the two go at it. And I was like, I I would like to see this match. We got to see a little bit of it, and it was what I expected. A lot of high flying, a lot of action, fast pace. It was pretty good. I did it like with you. I agree with you. I don't like that Bianca was tapped. I would have preferred that either Io or actually not Io Shirai, but Kairi Sane would have tapped.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you leave Bianca and Io possible contenders still for Shayna.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, now the only one that's left is Io. Because Bianca can't say you didn't beat me.
Yep.
You know?
Now you and the other thing about Bianca actually tapping out is when they did go 1-on-1, Bianca was in the cure from the clutch for like 3.5 hours. Right? The first time. And then she broke out of it. And then the second time she got her in it, she was still in it and never tapped out.
No, she passed out.
Tapped out. And I know you can't sit up here and just make the move look weak by not having anybody ever tap out to it. But if she didn't tap out the first time, what type of disbelief do I have to suspend in order for me to realize or to understand and actually accept that now she tapped out to? What did she do different?
Right.
Did she work on her, did she work on her throat or anything like that? No, I didn't see nothing like that. So it's just like, all right, my memory's not that short. I know the last time these two went at it, she didn't tap out. So why is she tapping out now to the same move?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, that's neither here nor there. The fact is that Shayna Baszler is still a champion. And I said nothing against her. As far as I'm concerned, she's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and she needs to be on the main roster. Mm-hmm. But I would have rather not have tapped out Bianca just to see, like, okay, we got some, we still have some type of competition here.
Right. Piggyback on your idea, though. I wonder if they're going to do like with the page. She comes up, and but doesn't come up alone. Comes up with the other two. So they come at Becky. They jump her, and then you have the Boston Hug Connection come out, and then you have the 3-on-3. Because you can't have the 4. Because Ronda will be gone, and Charlotte will be a heel. So you have the 3 at least. And then you can start a feud there.
Yeah.
You can have Shayna going after Becky, but she's going to have to actually relinquish the belt or lose it that next week. She has to lose it to somebody.
Yeah.
And then you have the Boston Hug carry the other two, because the other two, they are not ready for wrestling yet. They are still raw, both of them. And a rumor I heard was they were going to pull up Shayna and pull up the other one. I can't remember her name, the tall one. The tall one, they were going to pull her up too. They were going to leave. They were going to leave. Jessamine, yeah, her. Jessamine Duke. She was going to go up with Shayna, and Marie, the other one, she was going to stay down, and they were going to make her join her husband up in Undisputed Era.
That's part of Undisputed Era, right?
Yeah, her husband's Roderick Strong. Mm-hmm. They were going to have her join UE. I was like, that makes no sense. The whole point of Undisputed Era is the 4 guys, and that's it. Putting a woman in there, you actually hide her in a bad way, because now instead of pumping her up to be a wrestler, you're propping her to be a valet.
Yeah.
She's going to be the Candice LeRae.
I feel you. The only way that would make any sense is if what they're going for is like, we're truly going to take over and take all of these titles for ourselves, and that includes the women's title.
Yeah.
That's the only way that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah. And
you have to actually be out there and make it so that she stands out more so than just being, the chick in the group. She needs to actually stand out there and be like, all right, listen, I'm here. I'm just as important as Adam Cole is.
Yeah.
So next up, we got what was it? Walter and
Pete Dunne.
Walter and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I didn't see much of that one, but the part I did see was like more towards the end, and
Yeah,
the ending surprised me. The ending, I
yeah.
was like, wow. I was like, really?
I was actually doing my last stop as this match was
Match.
winding down.
Hmm.
I I heard the part where Walter kicked out of the bitter end, and I was just like, "This is actually going to happen. Walter's going to take this belt." I was
Yeah.
like, "You kicked out of Pete Dunne's finisher. It's over. Like Pete Dunne he's not going to win this match." So, and then I saw Walter. I saw the second rope or the top rope powerbomb. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like these two were legitimately trying to kill each other last night.
Yep.
It is absolutely crazy. As I was telling Joe, who, mind you, I'm probably gonna have to backhand in a minute because I didn't put the phone on airplane mode before we started doing this. He messaged me in the middle of it, and I'm seeing the message on the screen, and he's talking about Kobe Kingston's gonna lose tomorrow. I'm like, shut up.
I don't know why he's messaging you. I told him we're recording.
Yeah, man. But I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, I'm honest to God, like thinking that Pete Dunne like literally might be my favorite NXT wrestler right now. This guy, even in defeat, even facing a guy who's 90 pounds heavier than him, got like what 6 inches on him too. Everything as far as his height. I'm looking at this dude like Walter is a freaking walking house. Yo, I don't care. This was a great match, man. This was a great match, and I mean, aside from if you like the first two falls of the NXT Championship match, so like it was like okay, whatever. Once they announced it was 2 out of 3 falls, I'm like, all right, whatever. First two falls are going to be split anyways. I don't care until the last fall gets ready to start up. But if you cut the first two falls out of that match and you just had the last part where all of that craziness and everything was going on, I was still more hype for Pete Dunne versus Walter than I was for Gargano versus Cole. And that's not to say that Gargano and Cole was bad. That was a great match. But like looking at the other two, man, listen. An NXT UK title means something. And that's one of the things that I have an issue with, like the main two titles in WWE, because Universal title don't mean shit right now. I'm
Oh
looking
hell
at
no.
let's get it on somebody that can actually elevate it, like how we were seeing last night with Pete Dunne and Walter. That match was great. That match was absolutely great, and I'm wondering right now what's next for Pete Dunne. Does he move over to NXT? Does he go up to the main roster? I don't want to see him get relegated to 205 because he's only 205 pounds.
I don't mind him going to 205, but it has to be a short stint. It has to be a short stint. Like I was saying in regards to Johnny, you have these guys go there on a short stint basis to put more eyes on 205. 205 is a pretty good show. Since Triple H took over it, it's gotten better. The storyline still has to get worked out and figured out. But the matches, this is why I was saying that I think the 205 title is going to be the last match on the pre-show, because those matches are always pretty good. So it's a good way to get the crowd hyped for the main show. And I think what I would do is I would send a couple of these guys to 205 temporarily to put more eyes on it. Because if you got Johnny, you got Pete, you got Adam Cole, you got Tommaso Ciampa, you got Ricochet on 205, people are going to watch. Like, oh, I'm going to watch Johnny. I want to watch. They're on 205. You got to watch 205. It's a little more eyes there. And then you, after like 6 months or so, you push them onto the main card.
I feel you with that. I feel you with that. I look at a guy like Ciampa though, and I know Vince McMahon has already seen him, but the second that he comes back from his surgery and everything like that, Vince is going to look at him and he's going to see his deltoids and he's going to be like, no, I want him in the main roster. Matter of fact, day one, put him against Rollins right now, Universal title. It's like that's how I think he's going to be. One of the reasons I'm like, yo, This dude. Well, we were talking before and everything. There's a reason why he's not in 2K19 because you cannot have that physique. It's not real.
It's like he has a low body fat. I forgot what it was. It was ridiculous. I'm just like, dude, eat a hamburger, something, bro. Like I joke with friends that bodybuild and work out a lot, and I see them and they look at me. I'm like, bro, have a hamburger, something, bro. Like, come on, man, just do something. Like jokingly with them, because they're strict on their diet and stuff like that. So I just joke with them, trying to get them off of it. But Tommaso is ridiculous, bro. It's just
no.
Like I don't know what he does, but whatever he does, it's working for him. It's working for him. And
he has one. He has a crazy physique. Matt Riddle's physique is insane.
It's gotten better. It's gotten better.
And Dream ain't slacking neither.
Nope.
Now it's not slacking. Anyway, that match last night was something else.
Yeah,
that was something else. Like, honest to God, that was match of the night for me.
It was, and put it this way, it probably may be the match of the weekend for the WWE. Because I'm not going to watch the show tonight, the G1 Supercard. I'm not going to watch unless I find a way to watch it if it's on pay-per-view anywhere like that or something like that. I'll probably watch it. But besides that, in regards to just WWE, that may be the match for the weekend for them. I doubt anything will surpass that. I mean, what do you think is going to surpass that on the main card?
Nothing action-wise. I could tell you hype-wise, probably Brian. But action-wise, nothing. Nothing's going to top that.
No. Because those two guys are in their prime. They're young. They just took a beating. They wanted to kill each other. It was ridiculous, man.
Yeah. But that match right there, honestly, if I was new to this and I knew that the two of them were relegated, excuse me, allergies, man, this junk is killing me. If I knew that the two of them just coming into something fresh and things like that, I knew the two of them were only on NXT UK, that match right there tells me I need to watch NXT UK. I know this is a pay-per-view, and I know they're going a little more all out than usual, but this is like hard-hitting, like bar fight type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I like that. Like, I'm enjoying this. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, we gotta do something with these guys. Like, and the two of them, especially Pete Dunne, and now the time that he had the title or whatever, and now Walter, he's the champion. They are putting eyes on NXT UK. Like, listen, we are not a side brand. It's the same thing that these guys, Ricochet and Aleister Black and everything were doing in the main, like the opener. Like, this ain't no side brand. NXT is where it is. You need to actually pay attention to this. Same thing else, but Pete Dunne and Walter doing that now. Like, NXT UK, just because we have the UK on the end of it, we're not the D League, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, loving it.
All right, let's talking about the main event. Gargano and Cole, 2 out of 3 falls, which started off and went as we all thought it would. It would be split 1-1.
Yep.
And then we have to go to a tiebreaker.
Yep.
I thought the match was good. I liked it. Second best match of the night to me.
Mm-hmm.
Second best match of the night. I understood what they were trying to do with Undisputed Era. I just didn't like at the end where Johnny just took them all out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, come on, man. Really? Like, I know you're trying to go for it, but you can't do that. I was like, oh, man. I think it weakened them a little bit.
I could get with it if they didn't have so much of the interference in the middle of the match. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, I didn't catch exactly which one of them it was that was up on the apron. That was close. I think that was Roderick Strong.
Yep, you're right.
And the other two came in and hit him with the DIY super kicks. Then Adam Cole went for his kick out.
They did their finisher. O'Reilly, that was their finisher. Like when the tag teams, they do their finisher. So Fish comes off the rope, and then O'Reilly just like the sweep kick.
Cole hit him with the DIY super kicks. That's what that was.
Yes. Yep.
They did their finisher, and then Johnny Gargano kicked out of it. Like immediately after, I'm like, okay, And then he goes and he takes all of them out. Now you take out that part where them actually hitting him with the finisher, and he dies over the top rope, and he ends up taking everybody out. Then I have no problem because it's just like he just dove over there, took them all out, jumped back in the ring, and then you have your finish or whatever. That I would have been fine with. But then you got my man literally turning into
Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious.
Fast and the Furious. Or like if you're into anime or anything, Whitebeard from One Piece. Dying on his feet. Like that was Johnny Gargano last night. My man was just tanking everything.
Yeah. And when I saw him kick out, I was like, okay, Johnny's gonna win. And then when I saw him take out everybody, I was like, yep, hands down, he's gonna win. I'm just like, oh man. So at that point, I knew it because there's no way he kicks out of the finisher. He takes all three of them out, and he still loses. No.
Like the only way I would have thought that he was going to lose it, like after he took the three of them out. Like I said, I was already spoiled on this, so I knew he was going. So knew he was supposed to win the match based on because the spoiler was some show or whatever they were having down the line had a poster that came out with advertising all kinds of other stuff, and it said NXT Championship match between Johnny Gargano and some other person. I forgot who it was. So I'm like, okay, that means Johnny Gargano's winning this match because Adam Cole is not on the poster, at least not in that match against him. So I'm like, all right, I know that Gargano's supposed to be coming out with this, but when he took all three of the other UE members out and he ran back in the ring and got super kicked right in the face, I'm like, okay, that might be the point he's going to lose. But then after he kicked out of whatever else Adam Cole hit him with, I'm like, all right, whatever. That's the end of this match. But it was a good one anyway. Like, I can't complain too much about it. But the nitpicks that I have are the fact that he sat up there and apparently had a steel chin last night because he got kicked in the face about 400 times. And then, after
no
that,
concussion.
No concussion.
No concussion.
He's not hurt or anything, and he celebrated like he had just taken a shower, not gotten in the 2 out of 3 falls match and gotten hit with the fairy tale ending on a table. But I'm just like, it was a great match though. It was a great match. Like I said, I can't complain too much about it. There's just some of the over the top stuff that was happening in the match that was kind of turning me off to it.
Don't forget, Adam Cole pulled out a Canadian Destroyer too.
Yes, the move that Kurt Angle's going to do tomorrow.
Yep, and Johnny Gargano still got up and kicked out of that one. I was like, oh my gosh, what you think of the ending with Ciampa coming out and kind of putting amends to things?
Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. If you wanted an ending to them aside from the two of them just having their blow off, that's the ending that you want. Like, listen, all right, we can finally let's piece this up. We have what it is. We have our little moment or whatever at the end of it. I'll congratulate you for winning the championship and everything like that. I might, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I never lost the belt, but it is what it is. Like, I like the way they did that.
Yeah, I did too. It was cool. I was kind of iffy about it. Then I was like, when Morello was like, oh, this brings the epic duel to an end. I was like, oh, I could live with that. I could live with that. Going to the last time they were together, Gargano kind of turned on Ciampa before he turned on him. So it's one of those, I got you back from the whole beginning. Oh, and now I'm the champion. Oh, my boy's the champion. Oh, congratulations. Hug, hug, hug. We're back together, friends again. Boo, boo, boo. Nothing happened. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. You got to do something because Ciampa's out for like a year. He's out for a year, I think, or so because of that.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. And like this is, luckily that this is something that's happening while he's young. So hopefully his body can actually adjust and heal better. But this is the same thing that put Edge out. This is the same thing that
Sting,
that Sheamus is basically dealing with right now. And like me being a Mets fan, I had to deal with David Wright having this mess. So
right.
I see like all the preparation and everything that has to be done in order just to get your body ready to actually work. So I'm hoping that this isn't something that actually lingers with him throughout the rest of his career. Like, I'm hoping that this can actually be corrected and not something that's gonna shorten his career like any type of significant amount.
Well, they already said it's going to shorten his career, but they don't know how much it's taken off. Plus the fact now that there's a little more knowledge to it, what it actually is, how to kind of work with it. I think there may be something better. Maybe in 5-10 years, maybe 15, they'll be able to fix it completely. Where if you have it, you go in, you get it fixed, you're done. Maybe, who knows? The way science works, medicine works, it happens. But right now, we can hope the best for him. We can hope fast recovery, and just hopefully nothing else happens with his neck during the recovery time.
Definitely feel you.
All right, everybody.
Go a main card again, or you want to just do the updates?
We're gonna take a break. We'll come back with the WrestleMania main card real quick. See you in the fit.
All right.